Hello and welcome to ET Energy World. I am Arushik Kondal and you are listening to Insight, where we discuss the most impactful stories of the week. In today's special edition, we will be talking to Mr. Debashish Mishra, partner, Deloitte India, about his expectations from this budget and the recovery path ahead for the renewable energy sector. A very warm welcome, Mr. Mishra.
Thank you so much.
So, Mr. Mishra, can you give us an update on the major renewable energy announcements made in the last budget?
So, renewable energy was a focus area of last budget, and the FM had kept a budgetary provision of around 22,000 crores. And it was primarily towards Kusum, which is basically a scheme to have solarization of pump sets. And also, there has been, several announcements last budget around promoting domestic manufacturing of solar equipments, and they had introduced some safeguard duty on imports of solar equipment. So overall, between last budget and this budget, as you are aware, the country went through a pandemic situation, and during the pandemic, when the government came out with the stimulus packages, one of the big announcement was also around helping with the discoms with the credit line to clear the dues of the Genco. So that was also another announcement which is relevant for the renewable sector, as the dues from the discoms to renewable sector has been mounting over a period of time, and that's been creating a lot of stress in the sector.
Mr. Mishra, according to you, did the last budget make any significant impact on the RE sector?
See, the RE sector has been getting the focus of this government since it has come to power in 2014. As you are aware, when the government came to power in 2014, India had a renewable energy capacity of around 33, 34 gigawatt. And today, after 6.5 years, we are at around 92, 93 gigawatt of renewable capacity. Almost it's tripled. And also, we have the ambitious plan of 175 gigawatt by 2022 and 450 gigawatt by 2030. And that's part of our commitment to the Paris Agreement. So overall, it's been a journey, and every budget there has been or the other encouragement for the renewable sector, and it has really worked in favor of promoting renewable sector in India in a big way. Particularly with last budget, since you asked, the Kusum scheme has been a mixed bag. Some states have done well, but majority of the states haven't yet got that traction with it. But overall, I would say it's a journey, and every budget provides for that boost for the renewable sector.
Okay, so what have been the improvements in the sector since then?
It's again, as I mentioned, that we had an extraordinary year. It was not a normal year; it was a black swan year. Added to that issue of the demand crashing because of the COVID, and then when it bounced back, also we have commercial and industrial demand gradually coming back. So although the overall demand is back, the discoms are yet to get back their high-paying customers like industrial and commercial customers, and that has created a lot of stress in the system in terms of finances, and that's what is creating a problem. And in terms of, so right now I was looking at the government website, the PFC website, Prapti, which basically tracks the discoms dues to the, generators. The renewable energy generators themselves have around 11,000 crores of dues pending from discom. So, and I would also say that during this last wind season, which coincided with the pandemic period, it was quite a bad, almost a decade low wind season. Wind have a season pattern in which in some years it goes really bad, but the wind sector particularly went through a really very bad last wind season, which is the monsoon season. So overall, I would say that it was pretty stressful for the renewable sector in the last 1 year. but there is hope for the future because there is huge amount of global investor interest in the Indian renewable sector. And India, with this announcement and commitment to go towards 450 gigawatt by 2030, it offers one of the best investment opportunity for any global investor in the renewable segment.
Moving on, Mr. Mishra, this budget is said to be a one in 100 years budget due to the unprecedented crisis the world has went through. Tell us about your expectations from this year's budget for the sector.
So for the renewable sector, as I've been repeatedly telling, the biggest expectation would be to have a line of credit for DISCOM so that they clear the generators' dues, because this is an unsustainable situation where, as I was mentioning, during the Atmanirbhar packages, 90,000 crore was provided as a line of credit from PFC and REC to DISCOMs to clear the generators' dues. Despite that, now again the dues are back to around 1,30,000 crores. And that itself, unless it is cleared and government makes some budgetary provisions, all the generators, including the renewable generators, will have a massive challenge in sustaining operations. That will be my first expectation, that the budget will provide some line of credit again. Second one is we need more clarity around domestic manufacturing. In last budget also had provisions for promoting domestic manufacturing, particularly solar equipment, and it had introduced safeguard duty. So foolproof clarity and a longer term roadmap is needed in terms of promoting both solar manufacturing. Also, as per the production link incentive schemes, government is going to promote mega battery factories. So both storage and solar local manufacturing is expected to get more boost in the budget, and that's the second expectation. And third one is, I think, a more sustainable development and providing DISCOMs with more, support to go for prepaid metering, and also direct benefit transfer, like what was done for LPG cylinders. All those measures, of course, being a concurrent subject, these are under the purview of the states and their DISCOM, but central government can always provide the encouragement in the budget to go for that. So these are some of the expectations from the budget.
Lastly, apart from the budget, what other market and policy trends do you expect to see in the sector's recovery path?
What we expect is that today we have, as I mentioned, around 90 to 93 gigawatt of capacity. But also what is happening is around 25 gigawatt of bid out capacity is struggling to find buyers. So SECI, when it is conducting these bids, increasingly, the bidders are realizing that the bids are getting over, but there is no taker among DISCOMs, because the overall system has overcapacity now. Supply is far exceeding the demand. So one would expect that when the next rounds of biddings are happening, SECI would actually secure a PPA, PSA before going to the market with the bid. Even if we miss out on the 175 gigawatt target, nothing would dramatic would happen. So, but more important would be the sustainability of investment flow into the sector. So the investor would want to have their security that when they bid for something, they will get the PPA, which is bankable. And once they have the PPA, they'll get paid regularly for the power supplied. So that will be overall policy. Also, government is more and more looking towards dispatchable renewables rather than plain vanilla. So more and more, such bids will come, which will have pump storage, battery storage related renewable, which will again, which will be something which DISCOMs would want to have, because plain vanilla renewable is, often, unpredictable, and they don't want too much of that, and that becomes unmanageable for the management of the grid.
Thank you, Mr. Mishra.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me over.
That will be all in today's episode. Keep watching this space for more. Thank you.